Okay, guys, so yesterday we did a video talking about Drew Burress and what makes him elite, and talking more about the mental side of the game and how he was able to make adjustments early on in his career as a freshman, where your typical freshman would have taken much longer to make those adjustments. Now, that definitely is that edge that allows his tools to play up, his performance to be even greater than a lot of people expected. And that's what made him elite besides his physical aspect of the game, like his swing, his speed, everything like that. This video, we're going to go more in depth on his swing, what makes it so good, and also his in game adjustments, some videos from some games. We're going to cover all of that. Again, guys, if you're looking for an arm program that's going to make you stronger and more durable, scan this QR code right here. I used it myself. I went from 78 in high school to throwing at 90 from the outfield in pro ball. And that was only because I did this arm program and I basically achieved that in like 4 months. So scan that QR code if you're interested. If you're a young guy or you're in high school and I don't know if I want to work with a recruiting advisor, but I'm looking for advice on kind of what the next steps for me are. What should I be doing to kind of take the next step developmentally? Scan this QR code to meet with me in an hourly meeting. We'll go over all your questions. Lastly, guys, if you are looking to work with us specifically with any of our advisors or myself, scan this QR code, fill out the form. We'll meet with you, talk about what we do, how we can help you achieve your dreams, and ultimately see if it makes sense and it's the right fit. Okay, so now that I've said all to be said, let's get into this right away, guys. We're going to go over first, obviously, the most famous thing that Drew Burress did last year was the 4-homer game, right? That was the most well-known thing he did. He broke the Georgia Tech single game record for home runs. So we're going to go over it right now. Again, I told you guys yesterday, he's listed as 5'9", 182 pounds. Now, I don't doubt the weight here because I know the strength coach for Georgia Tech, Steve Tambora, I've been there forever. He's a legend, and he's not letting you cheat the weight. Whether you're a skinny guy like me or you may be a little bit too big, he's not letting you cheat the weight because he's using that as motivation for you to put the work in. So I know the weight's accurate. 5'9", Drew Burress, and again, I'm not hating on him, but he 5'9" may probably a stretch. I mean, he's probably around 5'8". 5'9" is definitely a stretch because I'm about 5'9" 3/4, and I stood next to him on the field without spikes on, and there was enough difference there. So let's get into
was 0 for
first
5
at
on
bat
Sunday, snapped a 6-game hitting streak to begin his career. His
here.
reputation preceded him, and he has lived up to the billing early.
One count, and this is when he's in the leadoff spot, right? And I told you guys he eventually would make the switch, and the Georgia Tech staff would move him to the middle of the order, hitting in the 3-hole, 2-hole. And so right now he was getting pitched a lot more like a leadoff guy. There's 7 games in the season. You're still kind of, okay, is this a 7-game, early part of the year type, or is this actually going to hold up?
In his Georgia Tech career, and another one belted
Fastball,
deep in the left.
middle in,
No doubter, Drew Burress.
just gets all of
And
it.
the hype is not subsiding anytime soon.
Yeah, and you're never sure what it's going to look like until the lights come on.
And
so
again,
far, so
we'll
good.
look at his swing in the
We've seen
replay
that
here, and
left
just I'll
field
tell you
power
kind of what
alley
I
be
see,
comfortable for him. We've also seen him go
and
opposite
generally
field,
what
but
people
that
with
one right
high-level
there
swings
looked
do.
like a ball middle of
So
the
you
plate,
guys at home can
right
know
where he
kind of
likes
what you're trying to
on
do.
time,
Again,
completely bounced one
never
out to left center field to
never
not
try to
miss
replicate before this. Never try to replicate some other guy's swing because your body just does not move the exact way that their body moves. You don't have the same constraints as they do. You may have tight hips. They may have the loosest hips in the world. If you're trying to replicate their swing, you're not going to be able to do it, and it may end up hurting you. So you're trying to improve your own swing. All right, so we're middle in. Middle in near the bottom of the zone, really not a bad pitch. But when you're Drew Burress isn't 6'3", so this pitch is not nearly as low to him as it would be to a normal guy. And just gets through. Look where his torso is facing, guys. This is a big component here. Generally, when you look at elite hitters, wherever they hit the ball, that's where their torso ends up. So he hits this ball in the left center gap. Where is his torso facing after contact? Left center gap, right? He's facing left center gap, straight more towards left field, exactly where he's hitting the ball.
400.
Now, again, there's some people, and we've done videos on Teacher Man. He preaches, hey, stay on your back leg, lean back, lean back like this, stay on your back leg. All right, what does Drew Burress do? No negative move, so he's not moving backward to load. He is coiling, He's loading around that back hip, which is fine. But is he staying on his back hip here? No. He's in a 50-50 position. Is he leaned back at all? Barely any lean back. He's basically straight up and down. And he, like I said, he lands at a 50-50 position, watches hips here. Hips really turn first, create the space for his hands to move through. Boom.
52 feet.
And there's a 450-foot bomb to left center.
Drew Burress. Burress is 6th of the year, and it traveled.
I can count maybe on one hand how many guys I saw in 3 years of Georgia Tech in the dead ball era hit a ball there for a home run. It was like you didn't go to left center. Just nobody could.
And 52 feet.
All right, let's see this next pitch here. Okay, so let's see what the count is here. This is a 2-1 count. Not many. I'll tell you myself as a freshman, I didn't have power like Drew Burress, but I'm not sitting fast. I'm not sitting off speed here. I'm 2-1 count. I'm dead red. I'm not even thinking about off speed. And this is what separates Drew Burress. Okay, and he's got a very adjustable swing. Watch this. 2-1. It's a hanger.
Does it die out at the track?
But
forget about it.
I mean, that's a ball I'm taking 90% of the time because it starts up out of the zone, and I'm off. I'm looking fastball starting here, starts up here, I'm taking it. His swing is so adjustable. We watch him buy time in this swing, and the replay may not be good enough here, but so he's sinking into his lower body, right? He's out front. He's not sitting on off speed, but he recognizes it right away, even though he is sitting fastball, buys time on the front part right here, and then just smokes it. I mean, he unloads, and he's able to stay coiled so long. Even though he's out front, he's not starting to give ground. He's not starting that turn. He's buying time, and he can still explode and put a lot of energy into the ball. I mean, and he makes it look easy, right?
When you've started.
And this now we'll go to the direction of his swing. So we talked about, he creates really good separation. He's got a great forward move. It's under control. Now, if he was a dead pull guy, one, he probably can't even hit this ball. But even let's say he's got his directions more to left center or left field, which a lot of power guys, that's their direction. They got pull side direction. There's no way he hits this ball down the right field line and it stays fair. It slices, or he can't even get to it. He's capping it because his swing's going more towards left. I mean, watch where this pitch is.
When you've started.
I mean, this pitch is like above his belt. It's, basically top of the zone, off the outside corner.
Ooh, watch out. That one is ripped down the right field.
Not only does he hit this solid, but it stays fair. That's an immediate sign that he's got excellent direction. Knowing James Ramsey very well at Georgia Tech, obviously they work on that all the time. And so, again, this is something that's not surprising for people that know kind of the system that James Ramsey puts in place. But, watching swings of Burress from high school to college, I think his swing has improved dramatically since high school. He's got a forward move. He's gaining ground. In high school, he was kind of put his foot down and coil and not really a forward move. And I think his swing is much better now.
1-2.
And he had to do it on the fourth home run, right? He has to do it on a hanging changeup. So again, he's in a 1-2 count. He's got a great eye at the plate. Gets a right on right changeup that's hung. And just easy.
To the track, to the wall. There it goes.
And I want to say there's 2 outs here. I mean, he may even have got another shot to I don't think he did, but I remember watching this game and thinking he may have a shot to hit a 5th one here. But just unreal. I mean, again, he's super adjustable, meaning he can just he creates separation, so he's got that depth in his swing. And because he gets that separation, he's got the great forward move. His direction is to center field. So even if he's out front, he can buy time, stay through it long enough. Just has an elite swing. No doubt about it. Elite approach coupled with an elite swing is going to give you elite results. And that's what you get with Drew Burress. So let's go to this next video because I want to talk more about some of the in-game stuff. This is against UNC, who, again, this year will be ridiculous because UNC, as I mute the commercial on this YouTube video before I pull it up, one of the best young staffs in the country. 2 freshmen starting rotation last year that were both studs. And so you look for them to improve even more. this year. But so let me get to the game footage here, and then we're gonna. Okay, we're going game footage. We're going live. Let's bring it up, and I'm going to talk about his decision-making process, situations, and what separates him as well. And again, in this series, he does get. I mean, he struggles a little bit in this series, so it'll be a good, interesting just for us to watch. Okay, so we got one out. This is presumably in the first inning from the scoreboard. I can't really tell. Looks like it. There's no hits on the board. There's one out, so he's hitting in the 2-hole. Okay, so he's up second, nobody on. Fastball out away. Fastball middle of the plate. That's a pitch I want him swinging every time. Middle. I think he's just trying to see a pitch. He's trying to get a read on the pitcher. Everyone's different, but as he matures, that's a pitch where, especially the higher you get up the ladder in college, you can get away with taking a fastball like that. Even in the low levels of professional baseball. But once you get up to like AA, AAA, big leagues for sure, you get a fastball like that, middle. You can't take it. You can't take it. So 1-1 count. Another good fastball, middle away. Not a bad pitch, probably bottom of the zone. Change up away, 2-2. And watch his approach. I mean, this is a freshman here. Great slider there from the pitcher. And just Burress auto take. I mean, this thing's coming out looking like a fastball, middle of the plate. Ends up going back foot. Just takes it instantly. And then he just crushes one to dead center. I don't remember what this guy looks like. He was able to run it down. This is a video from the left side or from the side angle. All right, watch. He's coiled. He's actually pretty closed with his front side, which for some guys that you just, if you do that, you have to make sure to really clear those hips, and he does. But watch how there's really no negative move. He's not rocking backwards over his back leg, which a lot of guys do to create. They feel like that creates power. He's just coiling, right? He's closing a little bit. He's coiling over that back hip, and then he's gaining his ground forward, crushes it. All right, next at bat, 2 outs, nobody on. Looks like nobody on. At this point, he's hitting 380 with 14 jacks. Okay, so we're about halfway through the year. Maybe a little bit more than half. Change up in the dirt, ball 1. Change up again, right off the corner, good eye, but he's not looking change up anyway there. Another change up, off the plate, 3-0. And this is respect, 2 outs. Again, there may be someone on base, we'll see here. Is there a runner on first? No, there was no runner on first. At least if we did, he hadn't left yet. So you're walking a guy with 2 outs, nobody on, and a 3-0 count. That's respect. Most freshmen, you don't get that kind of treatment. All right, now 1 out, runner in scoring position. Job is drive him in. Fastball, bottom of the zone, first pitch, strike 1. Fastball in, good pitch, in on his hands. Tough pitch to handle for a righty, especially from a lefty coming from over here. Think about the flight of the pitch. It's coming at this angle. People think, oh, it's coming straight. No, it's coming from this angle. So for a righty, it's coming towards him. To really pull that effectively, you got timing's got to be really good. So it's a great pitch. 0-2 count. Change up off the plate. Close pitch. That's guys, just so you know, this is a strike in my era of college baseball. We got to go back to it. We missed it. We got to do it again. Geez, I'm not going back long enough. Okay, here we go. This is a strike 3 every time in my era of college baseball. So when I tell you guys pitching is so much harder now in college, it's not just because the offensive climate, the bats, the balls, everything's juiced up out of their mind. It's the strike zone too. And this is something that Butch Thompson and Carl Nonemaker were talking to me about. You got to throw it into a tin can now. Whereas in college, you used to, 3-4 inches off the plate, you were going to get that 80% of the time. Now he makes like a perfect pitcher's pitch here. 0-2 count. Fastball right off the outside corner, or change up, and just doesn't get it. Slider, little spinning slider, nothing. 2-2. Another change up. And so Drew Burress, he's 0-2 against a really good arm and works us back to a full count. Right? He's got a very good approach for a freshman. And just a little bit of a freshman thing here, right? Nowhere near. And he's very late on this. This is a kind of a panic swing. You see how late he is? It's like he was what I assume he was looking kind of backdoor slider off or change up outside corner, and he sees that pitch elevated off the plate, and he's thinking, oh, maybe a backdoor slider, and then just kind of panic swings instead of trusting it. Fastball down in the dirt. Slider down, 2-0. Straight change, 2-1. Fastball up. See, again, the strike zone is so tight now. It's like even when I'm watching it now, I'm thinking, man, this zone's so much tighter than it ever was before. Pitcher's really got to throw it into a tin can. So 3-1 count. Pops it up. And that he ended up flying out there. So again, no outs, runner on second. 1-0, change up in the dirt. Fastball in from the left side, good pitch. And everyone kind of thinks, oh, like, and there's a lot of people that think like, oh, don't throw a fastball guy, a power guy or whoever, a fastball in. I mean, the problem is when you miss and you throw it middle in or middle. Like if you're actually consistently can throw it on the inside corner or that inner third, it's a tough pitch to handle for most guys. So that's why you see Burress, he's getting that inside fastball, but it's really well located. It's tough to handle, especially coming from the left side to a righty. So 1-1 count. This lefty's up to 94. Got some velo on him. That's a pitch you got to swing at right there. 1-1. In this situation, guys, or 2-1. Is this a 2-1 fastball? Yeah, 2-1. You got to think, I'm one strike away from being in two strikes, and then I'm battling. So usually with one strike, you need to open up a little bit the zone that you're looking in. So maybe in that before one strike, you're pretty, inner half or, hard of the plate, kind of middle. And then with one strike, you're going, okay, maybe everything, anything from outer half or not outer third, but like outer half to inside that's what I would do. So I'm expanding my zone a little bit. You don't have to do that, but in a runner in scoring position situation, again, nobody on base, I'm sticking to what I'm doing. Runners in scoring position, I'm opening up my zone a little bit because I don't want to get to two strikes. I still want to be able to do some damage pre two strikes. With two strikes, I can't really, I'm a victim of whatever I'm throwing. And the approach that I can't just strike out, I want to try to put the ball in play and get them in, so I'm not going to have as good a pitch to hit. So in a 2-1 count, I got to swing there. Tries to bust him in, misses down and in. Now it's a 3-2 count. Tries to bust him in again. Really good approach by Burress there. Next game. Fastball right down the middle for strike one. Now we can't even see the scoreboard, so I don't know what the count is. But strike one, 0-1. Again, that's that's a pitch I want him swinging at right here. And now he falls by an 0-2. Slider outside corner. 0-2. What's he get? A little at you breaking ball. Could have hung it. 1-2. A little backdoor two-seam there. Pretty good pitch. Exactly where he wants to throw that. I mean, starts it a little bit off the plate, runs. I mean, see right here. I mean, it's heading for the batter's box here, and that's a little bit late. I mean, it's probably heading for like right next to the white line of the batter's box. And watch this thing come back. And the great job by the catcher. I mean, he probably catches it just off the corner, but really presents it. He goes from presents it as a strike to the umpire. Good. I mean, that's a ball in AAA, but everywhere else it's a strike. All right, runner at second, 1-0. Looking to do damage here. Base hit up the middle. And okay, so here, I was watching this video before I did the video. I was watching this. I was doing some research. This is a ground ball that in professional baseball is an out every single time. This is what separates college baseball. And this is why you see not only is the pitching get better in pro ball, but a ground ball hit this softly up the middle with a high A, double A shortstop. This is just an out every time. Especially Burress, he's not a, home to first. He's not a burner. He's kind of an average runner, home to first, like a 4-3 guy down the line. So, I mean, he's just never getting a hit here. And just watch. I mean, the shortstop doesn't even get to it. It whiffs it. But he barely gets to it. And that's like a routine play in high A, double A. Routine play, high AA. But Burress does a good job, gets the ball up the middle, drives a run in. Good at bat. Little short slider, top of the zone, ball 1. Tries to throw it again, 2-0. Now he's in a great 2-0. Runner on second base. You got to stick with what your approach. You got to pick a pitch here, and if you get it, you cannot miss it. You got to be ready. You're not looking for everything. You're either hunting dead red, and if it comes out looking like a fastball, I'm hitting it to the moon, or you're hunting that breaking ball. You're looking top of the zone for a hanger, and you're timed for it. You're not catching up to a fastball if that's your timing. So 2-0, let's see what happens. Goes with another breaking ball down in the bottom of the zone, 3-0. Now Burress, and again, if you're hunting off speed there, and it starts middle, you're just giving up right away because it's going to break below the zone. What most guys do wrong when they hunt off speed is they still are hunting it. They're hunting the release of a fastball. That's a meatball. So they're looking for that middle out of the hand, and then it's just dropping for a ball, and they swing over it, and that's the guy's like, I don't like knowing the pitch because I chase it. It's like, no, you're just not hunting the right part of the zone for a breaking ball. For a breaking ball, you got to hunt top of the zone or a little bit above for that hanger. So Burress, it's an easy take because if he's hunting off speed and he sees it come out middle, it's just a ball. So 3-0, let's see what they do. Breaking ball again. So again, this is a freshman, 3-0, getting a breaking ball. They're not giving him a fastball 3-0. They know Ramsey's going to give him the green light over there at third base. And so they pitch around him. They say, you know what? We're going to try to steal a strike. We're not going to give him a fastball 3-0. First pitch changeup, another runner. He's coming up with runners in scoring position a bunch. And they're showing they really do not want to challenge it. I mean, they're throwing a lot off speed. Guys, just learn from this. If you're a middle of the order type hitter in college or high school, again, like watch how teams are pitching you. You come up with runners in scoring position, you're going to get pitched a lot like this. This is a typical how you pitch the middle of the order when there's guys on base. You pitch around them. You try to get them out front with breaking balls. You don't throw them what they're looking for. And vice versa, if you think the hitter's made an adjustment, you try to bust them in, right? It's a chess game. Another changeup, bottom of the zone, right on right changeup. Same thing. And gets him on this one. I think Burress thought here he was hunting fastball, came out looking like one, and then ended up dropping out of the zone. But that's what you want. I'd rather a guy swing through it, and now it's 2-1 instead of kind of slow down the swing, ground out to short. Now you don't move the runner. If there's a runner on first, it's a double play. Like, it's just way better to swing through in this situation. Change up back in the dirt now. 4 in a row. Change up there for strike 1, or strike 2, right at the bottom zone. 3-2 count. Runners are going, and this is a great pitch call by UNC. This is just a great pitch call because you've changed up him to death. And in Burress's mind, you can tell here by the result. We'll watch it again. He thinks I'm getting change up. Watch how late he is on this swing. He's late, super late, right? He recognizes it too late, and again, he thinks he's getting change up, which is not a bad idea. But with 2 strikes in this situation, runners on first and second, and runners moving, you got to put the ball in play. And preferably, if with your late on a fastball, just put it on the ground. And so he's getting a little bit here, thinking he's sitting on changeup a little too much here, and he's just not able to catch up to the fastball. Whereas if he's kind of sitting in between and saying, all right, I'm going to foul off a fastball if I have to, but I'm going to still be on time enough to wait back on a changeup, which is what I typically tell my hitters, like 2 strikes, sit in between speeds. It doesn't matter if they have 3 pitches. If the slider and the changeup are the same speed, sit in between speeds. You'll be able to fight off both of those. If you got a big breaking ball, it's slow, then it becomes more difficult. But that's what he's a little bit late here. And great pitch call by Bryant Gaines, pitching coach UNC. This is UNC's closer, I believe. Bust him in. He's trying to bust him in. They've had success going there, right? And that's the pitch right there. That's the warning sign. Okay, so I talked to you guys a lot about watching the game and pitchers pitching to what the hitter's showing you. So they've had a lot of success in the series so far of going, if they get it in there, he's had trouble with it. But that right there, he didn't miss that. He's on time. I mean, a little bit early. He's on plate, just missed underneath. That is warning sign should be flashing in your head. Okay, Like, don't go back to that. Don't go back to that. And guess what? What happens is guys will go back to it, and then he ends up striking out, and they think it was the right decision. But in reality, like, you do that over a course of a season, you're going to get burned more than you're going to be successful. So that's the warning sign to me as a coach. Okay, we need to go away here, slider down and away, something like that. They go away, fastball away, perfect pitch. Again, on the outside corner, I probably would have gone slider away, or down and away, whatever, and then you can go back in once you've changed, when you kind of change his eye level, change location of where he's seeing the pitch. But it still works out good for UNC. All right, so this is Sunday, game 3.
It's only in a contract year, though.
0-1, 0-2, really living outside corner here. 86, 87 lefty. Like, everyone tells me, dude, everyone in the ACC and SC throws 100. This guy's throwing 86, 87. Weekend rotation for UNC, who was one of the best teams in the country. Tennessee Sunday starter, lefty, 86, 87. Like, right-handed pitchers, obviously more velos required because there's just way more of you guys. So, to out-compete other guys, you got to throw harder. But command and good pitches and knowing how to pitch, that can be a really good separator for you. Change up down and away. So 1-2, Burress. Gets him with a changeup. Day games, brutal. Day games, brutal. Tough to pick up the ball. Sun glare on the ball. Tough to pick up the seams. No matter where you're playing, day games, I always didn't feel as good seeing the ball in the day game, so it's tough. All right, next at bat. No outs, nobody on, lead off, first pitch off speed in the dirt. And just gets a meatball change-up, top of the zone. Nothing ball, right through the 6 hole. Looks like 1 out now, 1-0 count, 84. Oof, good change-up, right down the middle. He's sitting dead red. Great pitch. A lot of you guys say, oh, there's a changeup down the middle. How's it going to pitch? Because that's where you want to throw the changeup. You want it to look like a fastball right down the middle. And Burress swings straight through it because he's hunting dead red fastball. Right? And that's a good approach because he's locked into fastball. He's not scared to look bad. A lot of you guys at home are like, man, I looked terrible on that pitch. It's like, well, one, if you look terrible on a pitch, what's most likely pitch coming next? You're giving yourself an advantage, especially in the college game, especially in the pro game. I mean, you look bad on a pitch, more than likely, it's coming back. Sit on it. 2-1. Misses underneath. Change up again. Change up in the dirt. Good at bat. He's seeing a lot of pitches. Great at bat. Walks, fouls off a couple tough pitches. Again, guys, like, don't be the first pitch hacker every single time. It's so exploitable. Because one, you're giving it away that you're kind of scared to get to 2 strikes if you're just swinging first pitch every time. And you'll have success doing that for a while, but as soon as coaches realize or the other team realizes that's what you do, you're getting this, and especially when you get to higher levels, those guys get picked apart because you're not getting the first pitch fastball, you're getting a change up, you're going to roll over, you swing and miss. Now you're 0-1. Now we can do whatever we want with you, and you're not good with 2 strikes. Burress is elite because, one, he knows when to ambush, but he also knows how to have a professional at bat, right? You want to ambush every once in a while to keep the pitchers, don't make them feel like the first pitch is just a freebie. I mean, my dad told me that every time. He's like, hey, once a series, like first pitch, you get a meatball, like ambush it, just so they don't think the first pitch strike is just an automatic when you're up at the plate. All right, next at bat, 0-0. Looks like he fouls it off. Let's see. And now we got a slow-mo. Okay, we got slow-mo this way. Okay, so this is great. So watch this, guys. Does he lean back at all? It's very slight, but he's coiling. Is he sitting on his backside and leaning back? All right, right here. Is he leaned back at all? Is he sitting on his back leg? right? We've talked about Judge. Judge, his back hip was almost directly over his back foot. Burress is in a 50-50 position. He's gaining ground. Look how cleared his hips are. His hips are basically already pointed towards the pitcher, and his bat's still back here. A lot of depth, right? He's on plane. Ball's right here. He's on plane back here. All this thing has to do is turn now. So he is on plane with the pitch as the ball's right here. So he's got depth. He's got length. See what happens. Crushes it. That's from, obviously, I think game 1 maybe. But just crushed it. Prospect Live, thanks for the video. Don't know what that is. Shen Yun Performing Arts, okay. So I'm going to do more of these guys, especially about some of the best freshmen in college baseball, some of the best players in college baseball, and just talk about what makes them special, talk about their swings and kind of what the good things they do, what the things they do right are. And again, as we get into the season, we'll be talking about videos where guys made mistakes and hurt their team, and guys made really good decisions that ended up being great for their team. So we'll be back with that. Again, thanks for tuning in the video. Again, guys, remember, arm care program right here, hourly consulting right here. Work with us and one of our advisors directly right here. See you guys again. Thanks for the support of the video.